Good morning. Good morning, Truckee. It is the first Good Morning Truckee of the year. I hope you all had a nice long holiday weekend. I am Raven Whittington. I'm your host. I am an attorney at Porter Simon and the past board chair for the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. And this morning we have a program on nourishing Truckee community food connections. So get ready to explore how Truckee is coming together to bring fresh, healthy, and local food to our community, and hear how local organizers are supporting schools, families, and residents while strengthening our local food systems. Our speakers this morning are going to be, I believe in this order, Maddie Rohner, who is the general manager of the Tahoe Food Hub, Patti Taggart, the president, board of directors with the Slow Food Lake Tahoe, and Soltanmorad, the director of food and nutrition services with the Tahoe Truckee Unified School District. And the nonprofit spotlight this morning will be Meals on Wheels with the Sierra Senior Services. But before we start, let's thank our sponsors. The presenting sponsors are Tahoe Forest Health System and Kelly Brothers Painting. The latte sponsors are Goldring Travel, PT Revolution, Town of Truckee, Moonshine Inc., Tahoe Truckee Media, Tahoe Truckee Unified School District, Sierra Sun, 101.5, Truckee Tahoe Radio, Porter Simon Law, and Auerbach Engineering. The Cappuccino sponsors are Boreal Mountain Resort and Woodward Tahoe, East River Public Relations and Marketing, JKAE, Taggart, Elder Group Tahoe Real Estate, Chase International, Village Camp Truckee, Trout Creek Outfitters, Mountain Hardware and Sports, Martis Valley Mobile Notary, and Tours Capital Advisors. And finally, the Espresso sponsors are Tahoe Dave's Ski and Board, Peak Digital Studio, Mount Lincoln Construction, Visit Truckee Tahoe, Dixon Realty, and Wild Cherries Coffee House. Thank you to all our sponsors for making it happen. And also thank you to everybody at the Chamber for putting this on. Thank you for the town for letting us host here in this room. And thank you to Rory with Tahoe Truckee Media for handling all the AV. So let's go around the room. Let's do introductions. How about we start here? Who are you? All right.
My name is Maddie. I'm the general manager of the Tahoe Food Hub. I'm Rohner. I'm the food services at the TTUSD.
Soltanmorad, TTUSD.
I'm Jack Ellis with the Civil Air Patrol.
Allison Elder with Elder Group Tahoe Real Estate.
Angela Elder with Elder Group Tahoe Real Estate.
I'm Emma Grabell with Elder Group Tahoe Real Estate.
All right. Welcome. Jim.
Jim Porter, retired lawyer from Whittington and Whittington.
Thank you.
I'm on the Tahoe Fund Board.
Jan Zabriskie, Truckee Town Council, and Nevada County Transportation Commission.
Ted Owens, Tahoe Forest Health System, and Truckee Donor Land Trust Board.
Louise Zabriskie, Friends of the Truckee Library, and we're building a new library.
Todd Rivera, Tahoe Truckee Unified School District.
Kirsten Kramer, Tahoe Truckee Unified School District. Lindsay Romack, Truckee Town Council. Allison Schredner, Agnebeck Consulting.
Eric Goldring, Goldring Travel.
Martha Russell, Tahoe Music Alive. Looking forward to putting some music in the library.
All right.
Yes. Anna Klostad, Director of Facilities Maintenance and Operations for the School District, and Truckee Mayor.
Hi, I'm Susan Jacobazzi with Workwell Co. and Next Level Leadership.
Tammy Long, starting from scratch catering.
Good morning, everyone. Kelly Cutler with the Truckee Chamber and the Truckee Cultural District.
Sam Lamb with Slow Food Lake Tahoe, also a teacher at the Sugarloaf Academy.
Nice. I'm Carla Cosentino with Village Camp Truckee. Good morning.
I'm Michaela Kosky with Slow Food Lake Tahoe. And I'm Patti Taggart, Slow Food Lake Tahoe, and I also work at Tahoe Forest.
Tracy Weingard with Visit Truckee Tahoe.
Amber Burke with the School District and also the Chamber Board.
Okay, we've got somebody. Tricia, you go ahead.
I'm Tricia Stickney. I'm the Membership and Programs Manager for the Truckee Chamber.
Jessica.
Jessica Penman, President and CEO of the Truckee Chamber. Andrea Luck, resident of Truckee, interested in hearing about what we're doing in the community around foods.
Jennifer Gross with JKAE.
All right. Anybody else?
I think one more, yeah.
Mackenzie Anderson with Lunchbox Solutions and Fuel Up, Sports Nutrition and School Nutrition Consulting.
Great. You want to introduce yourself, walk in?
Jessica Ski Butlers, that's breakfast, great.
Okay, thank you everybody. And we're going to start with Maddie Rohner, the General Manager with the Tahoe Food Hub. Welcome, Maddie.
All right. Okay. Can everybody hear me okay? Well, thank you so much for having me. My name is Maddie, and I'm the General Manager at the Tahoe Food Hub. For those of you that aren't familiar with us, we're a 501c3 nonprofit food hub, actually located just across the way at the Truckee Airport. We work with farmers from within 150 miles of the Truckee-Tahoe area to bring food to our community, and also support small local farmers that are practicing sustainable regenerative agriculture. This is just a little infographic about kind of how we operate. So we utilize an earned income model. We run an online farmers market. We sell wholesale to the school district, to the hospital, to restaurants in the area. And then any of the income from those programs goes back into our community-focused programs. Those include our Farm to School program and our Giving Box program, which I'll touch on as well. You can see that 100% of our farmers use regenerative and sustainable methods. This is our main requirement that we have for onboarding new growers. 40% of our farmers are considered historically underserved by USDA standards, and they are all within 150 miles of Lake Tahoe. Most of them are much closer than that. So first I'll touch on our Giving Box program. So this program provides free local produce to those facing food insecurity in our community. All of the produce is purchased at full market price from our farmers. So for them, there's no difference between whether we're ordering for retail customers, a restaurant, or if we're donating the produce. Right now we're doing 60 boxes every week to families in need, and then we also partner with the school district to do larger distributions to TTUSD families around the holidays, and I think Kat will touch on that as well. These boxes ensure that people in our community are getting access to the freshest, highest quality produce that is available, while also ensuring that farmers are paid a fair market price. So our Farm to Market program is kind of the cornerstone of what we do and how it all works. So this program bridges the gap between small family farms and then larger market outlets. So the majority of our farmers, some of them attend farmers markets, some have CSAs, but the majority of them are not doing work with major distributors. And a lot of times for a small farmer, it's hard to access some of these markets. So we do all of that work for them. We sell everything either to restaurants, larger wholesale buyers, or through our online farmers market, which is direct to consumer. And then we also have a little retail shop as well, also over at the airport, called the Pharmacy Shop. So we offer them multiple avenues to sell their produce. We support them with marketing. We can help them with competitive pricing, crop planning as well, and we're always onboarding new growers. Oh, there it goes. So I'll talk briefly about our Farm to School program. So we partner with the Tahoe Truckee Unified School District to source fresh produce for their cafeterias, everything from purple daikon radishes, apples, greens, really anything you can think of, even things that you would never think would be in a school cafeteria. Pomegranates, that one amazed me. The kids love those. And the produce is just really fresh and high quality. We also collaborate with Tahoe Forest Hospital for the Harvest of the Month program to introduce seasonal food items to students in the schools as well. And this is a big priority area for us to continue to grow and expand. Not only is it great for the community and great for the kids, but it's also really impactful for our farmers. The school district is one of our biggest wholesale customers, so the volume purchasing is really, really meaningful. Okay, Farms Together. This is a really cool program that is unfortunately been terminated starting in May. So we have it through May. Hopefully something will change and we'll be able to continue it. But it allows us to source directly from our small farms and then have it distributed through Sierra Community House for families in need. This was actually where the majority of our food went in 2025. It prioritizes underserved farmers, which include small farms, beginning farmers, BIPOC farmers, farmers, women-owned farms, and all of the produce is distributed to around 700 families a week in the Tahoe area. Okay, where does our food come from? Where does it go? I kind of touched on this already. This is just a little map that shows the percentages of what counties our farms are in. You can see that most of them are going to be in Placer and Nevada County. They're all, very close within the Tahoe region. And for the majority of these counties, there aren't larger food distributors that are working with farms in these areas. And then for where our food goes, 30% in 2025 went to see our community house. And then 27% direct to retail consumers. This is through our pharmacy shop and then also our online farmers market. 17% to the Tahoe Truckee Unified School District, 6% to our Giving Box program, and then the remaining percentages are for other wholesale customers, mainly grocery stores like New Moon and the Feather River Food Co-ops, Great Basin Food Co-op, and then restaurants as well. Here are some of the photos of a few of our farmers. You can see our full list of our farmers on our website, and we're always onboarding new growers as well. These are some of our kind of key farmers that we've worked with for long periods of time, as well as one of our newer farmers. So we have Craig on the end at Snowline Farm. He's in Alta, so he's one of our highest elevation farms. He's grown some beautiful tomatoes for the school district in the past. And then we have Patrick and Diane at Foothill Roots Farm. They're one of our kind of highest volume farms, even though they're still so small comparatively. And their salad mix is, I would say, famous in the Tahoe Truckee area. It is probably our most desired product that we carry, and it's also really popular at New Moon. We sell it to New Moon. And then we have Malika Bishop as well at Bluebird Farm. And she has an amazing greens and flower farm. This is kind of a crazy map, and you probably can't read it, but it kind of gives you an idea of some of the locations of our farms. So you can see kind of the majority of them, where they're located, as well as how close some of them are. We work with ranchers that are in like Gardnerville area, up in the Sierra Valley, Calpine, and then most of our vegetable farmers are located in the Grass Valley, Nevada City area. So this is just a little bit more of a detailed look at what we require for our producers. Our producers are not all certified organic. In fact, I would say the majority are not certified organic. So certified organic is a really great label in some senses. When you're at a grocery store, it gives you a general idea of some of the growing practices. But for a lot of our farmers, they're too small, and the process for becoming certified is too expensive. So while they're practicing entirely organic, even better than certified organic standards, they don't have that certification. So we really get to know them and kind of know their practices. Some of those requirements include soil stewardship. So we want farmers that are using low to no-till and maintaining high microbial activity in the soil through compost. We want habitat to be maintained. We want it to be a healthy space for pollinators. We want efficient irrigation. So most of our farms are using drip irrigation. They're not kind of spraying with overhead sprayers, which waste a lot of water. Non-GMO. No crops are grown from genetically modified seeds that are compatible with GMO herbicides and pesticides. And then along with that, no synthetic fertilizers, pesticides, or herbicides are used. So for a lot of our fruit growers, they're using pheromone disruption for pests, and then certified organic inputs, as well as pesticides for all of our other farms if they spray anything. A lot of them don't spray at all. All right, well, why eat local? There's a million reasons, but I think, fresher food, better flavor is one of the most impactful ones for consumers in particular. I always tell people that, even though sometimes local food, farmers market quality food is a little bit more expensive, it's going to last so much longer in your fridge. I can't count the number of times that before I started sourcing and eating really local, I would buy a bag of spinach. It would sit open for 2 days and then just be completely terrible by the third day. Everything from our growers is harvested Wednesday, and we pick it up that evening, and then everything's distributed Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it's super freshly harvested, so it lasts a really long time. Along with that, more nutrients when there's less travel. You're supporting local farmers, and you're keeping money within our community, within our counties, and within our local area. a higher percentage of your dollar is going to go directly to the farmer instead of going to a grocery store where they're working with really large food distributors and very little is going to the farm. Lower environmental impact, travel, and then also growing practices make it a lot more sustainable to source this way. And you're creating a stronger, more resilient food system, and you're going to have a better connection to where your food is coming from. All right, this is just a little bit about how to support us. So you can shop with us. Our online market is open Friday through Tuesday evening. Orders have to be placed by 5 p.m. on Tuesday, and then pickups are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at our Truckee warehouse. We also have pickup locations in Sierraville, South Lake Tahoe, Reno, Incline Village, Kings Beach, and Tahoe City. And then our pharmacy, if you just want to come in and shop in person and don't want to pre-order online, that's open Thursdays from 4 to 7, Fridays from 10 to 6, and Saturdays from noon to 6. And then you can learn more about our programs and also donate at tahoefoodhub.org. And then for those of you that don't know, this is where we're located. Sometimes we're a little bit hard to find, but we're across from the Rayleighs in the green warehouse building at the airport. We're right next to Sierra Community House and then the Truckee Roundhouse as well. Perfect. Thank you.
Let's go through some more last questions right now instead of hold them to the end because we're a little ahead of schedule. So does anybody have any questions for Maddie? Yes.
Yeah, I was interested, the Farm Together program you said was ending in May. Can you provide a little context as to why that's happening?
Yes, it's a federal program, and the program was terminated by the current presidential administration. There's been a lot of advocacy efforts to try and get it back in some form, but so far as it's looking like it's still terminated. So we have funding through the end of our current contract, and then it's going to be ended for everybody. Yeah.
Who terminated that again?
Thank you, Jim.
Just in case.
Could you give us some idea of whether the extent to which you're expanding, just in terms of the amount of produce and what you see for the future? Are you at a static level? Do you help to increase?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have more supply than demand, or vice versa?
We can always buy more food, but we can't always fit it in our trucks. So right now we're kind of at our capacity. We're filling our trucks every week. A lot of that is due to this Farms Together program. The volume is really high for that purchasing in particular. But we are hoping to continue to support more farmers and increase our volume with purchasing a bigger vehicle and making infrastructure investments that make it more feasible for us to do those kinds of large volume orders.
Okay, so the market's there.
Yeah, and there's always more farmers that are reaching out that want to work with us, and vice versa. So, and new farmers that are, starting to farm every day. So I get emails from people all the time that are in their first or second season of growing that want to work with us.
Anybody else? All right, thanks, Maddie.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, up next we have Patti Taggart, the president of the board of directors of the Slow Food Lake Tahoe. Welcome, Patti.
Because I'm not sure how to switch from there. Give us a minute to switch the presentation. Good morning. Thanks for having me. My name is Patti Taggart, and I am the president of the board of directors of Slow Food Lake Tahoe. We are a 9-person currently board, and you met Sam earlier. He's one of our board members, and in the back, a little bit did not get introduced, is Fritz Bruner, another one of our board members. You may wonder, what is the difference between Slow Food Lake Tahoe and Tahoe Food Hub? We are growers, we are local growers, and we have a very broad educational mission that we're going to tell you about this morning. We wouldn't be able to exist in Truckee without the help of the Truckee Donner Recreation and Park District, who generously let us farm on their property and who support us with water and assistance when we need it for things that go wrong, like our irrigation system. But what I'd like to do this morning is share with you a video. How do you make this go? I'm not good at this stuff. a little video that we created back in the 2022-2023 years for the Alpenglow Speaker Series.
Hi, my name.
Trish Geary was our former board president. I'd like to show you this video. It gives you a really good overview of our organization, and then we'd like to update you on what we're doing currently.
Yeah, some of the information in this video might be a little bit dated. It's back in 2023. Also, my name's Michaela. I'm the executive director of Slow Food Lake Tahoe. I'm accompanied here by our lovely board members.
Ms. Trish Geary.
Go ahead and listen to what our old board president Trish has to say, and she's still awesome and involved, and yeah, we'll answer questions afterwards.
And I'm the board president of Slow Food Lake Tahoe. On behalf of our organization, I'd like to welcome you to the 2022-23 Alpenglow Winter Speaker Series. We are extremely honored to have been selected as a nonprofit beneficiary for this event with Jeremy Jones. Thank you all for being here tonight and showing your support. Food insecurity is a real issue in our community, and it is something we work to address. Since 2004, Slow Food Lake Tahoe has worked to educate the community about growing, preparing, and accessing local sustainable food. Our chapter is one of 100 that exist nationally under the Slow Food USA branch, and collectively we strive to unite the joy of food with the pursuit of equity and justice for all. Slow Food Lake Tahoe's mission is to connect our community to the enjoyment of good, clean, and fair food by inspiring a self-reliant food culture. We do this through our various community programs and projects and the timeless effort of our 8 active board of directors. 100% of our time is donated to performing all administrative and financial tasks, project and volunteer management, marketing development, and getting our hands dirty in the gardens. Slow Food Lake Tahoe serves the Truckee Tahoe community, and you've probably seen us at the Food Bank Garden and Community Gardens, which are both located in the Truckee Regional Park. These gardens are set on approximately 5,000 square feet of land cleared by the Truckee Donner Recreation and Park District, and they are a unique and valuable resource to our community. The Truckee Community Garden was established in 2021 in response to community members asking for garden plots to rent. Through vigorous fundraising efforts and a lot of hard work, we successfully raised enough money and built this space, which opened in June of 2021. It is now home to 35 critter-proof garden beds, which include 5 elevated wheelchair-accessible beds for those with limited mobility. These beds are available to rent for a nominal fee, and we offer scholarships to those who cannot afford them. The Food Bank Garden is our largest and most expensive project. Since 2018, we've harvested over 2,100 pounds of fresh organic produce from this space. This includes the 550 pounds that we harvested this last year, and it was a record-breaking season. All of this yield is donated to a local hunger relief agency, Sierra Community House. These veggies are then given out to community members on distribution days, serving 150 individual units of produce per week to those experiencing food insecurity. The Food Bank Garden also serves as a demonstration space for those interested in learning what it takes to grow food in our high desert climate. And it's a classroom for our Grow Your Own workshop series and youth group visits throughout the summer. This year, we hosted 30 classes in the garden free of charge, teaching kids about growing food, exposing them to new ingredients, and shaping their understanding of a healthy environment. The Food Bank Garden is open May through October for people to visit. It is a hub for compost collection in town through our partnership with Keep Truckee Green. We have a sophisticated system of bins ready for dropping scraps 24/7 during the gardening season. We have successfully been able to divert over 2,000 pounds of scraps annually from the landfill and put them right back into the garden. We also partner with Don't Drop the Top, helping to collect plastic caps and lids, which are then recycled into beautiful park benches, and you may have seen some of them around town. So, how do we do all this? We would not even be close to where we are today without our dedicated volunteers who show up to help us fulfill and progress our mission. Our board is always developing strategies for volunteer recruitment and retention. In addition to our board of directors and hundreds of volunteers, this year, for the first time, we were able to hire a full-time garden manager. Without the garden manager position, we would not be able to run the Food Bank Garden solely on volunteer support. And without the Food Bank Garden, all of the programs we currently offer for free to our community would cease to exist. Our goal is to continue making the Food Bank Garden a valuable resource for our local community to utilize and be inspired by. To learn more about Slow Food Lake Tahoe's project and programs and how you can get involved, please visit our website at slowfoodlaketahoe.org. Thank you again for coming out to support us tonight and learn more about our growing organization. Cheers.
I'm just curious, have all of you seen the garden? Do you know where we are?
How many of you guys have visited? Show of hands. Oh, amazing.
Yay.
So you guys are familiar.
That's great.
Yeah. All right. You want to take it away?
No, go ahead.
Okay, cool. So these are 2025 highlights for this past year. A little bit different than what you heard in the video. This has also been a record-breaking season, so super awesome. We've had 698 hours dedicated to our food bank garden with local volunteers. We had 297 visits in garden classes for free educational talks with students, and we had 770 pounds of organic produce, which if you heard just a couple years ago, we were doing 500. So we have quite maximized our space. Our lovely garden manager, Joey, is, if you want to know about gardening or growing up here, he is your guy. He come by the garden, he'll help you out. We do edible garden tours. We really try to make education a big point of our programs. So through just the food bank garden, we were able to produce all of this community impact, and it's incredible. And something that I like to emphasize, especially that was brought up in the video, before my position, this was pretty much entirely volunteer run. It's still pretty much entirely volunteer run. I am the only year-round employee as the executive director. Joey is seasonal during the summer months. So having these numbers with just a volunteer board is just quite impressive. And I always I come in and all these people are like, oh my God, your organization's like so awesome. I'm like, I can't believe I get to take the credit for it because I just started here, right? And so about a year ago. So really just incredible numbers.
Before you go on.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to mention is that 2 years ago, prior to 2 years ago, we used to buy our garden starts from different growers, primarily in Reno. And we took it upon ourselves between 3 of our board members to start growing our own starts. So for the last 2 years, we've grown all of our own starts, some outside in greenhouses in Truckee, even during the winter. I grow indoors, so anything that I grow goes into our greenhouse. And we're going to continue this. We're very grateful we did this 2 years ago because the grower lost the entire crop. And we were able to keep going because we had starts that we grew ourselves.
Yeah, and this work that we do up here, it has an impact with the entire world, because if you can grow your own food in Truckee, California, you can grow your own food anywhere. And so we really like to emphasize a grassroots impact and doing it in your backyard. And all of our community gardeners, most of them buy our starts from our board members that we have a plant sale every year. So we really try to keep everything really hyper local, which the Tahoe Food Hub just touched on why that's so important for a resilient food system, for a healthy community, for a healthy environment. So the next part of our programs that we're very proud of, you could say, is our compost collection. We would also be nowhere without the community partners that we have. And so partnering with the town of Truckee and Keep Truckee Green, we act as a compost collection gate, one of the 3 in the town. We accept slightly different products, more organic materials, because we do everything by hand. So like Trish said, there you go. We have a 6-bin compost system, very sophisticated. We do all the hand flipping with shovels every week. Volunteers come by and they check in on it. And this is the finished product up here. This is our compost that you're seeing. So that goes back into our garden beds and our soil, and it's a full circle regenerative solution. I don't know how many people here are familiar with the word regenerative, but that's the practice that we use in our gardens. It's all regenerative. We don't use pesticides. We do full circle solutions like the compost. If you haven't stopped by, please visit us this summer because we're open in May usually. And then we also partner with local, actually, Casey's out in Alaska. So we partner with groups that foster local sourcing or healthy, sustainable sourcing. So, the slow food mission is good, clean, fair food for all. So that's what we're trying to push. We just want easy access and fair access to good, clean, and fair food, right? For us, that means hyper-local produce. For other orgs, it means, Alaskan sockeye salmon, some of the most sustainable and tastiest salmon in the world. So we partner with Casey at Yuppie Girl Seafood. She is from the Alaskan Yuppie Girl tribe, or Yuppie tribe. And it's the most sustainable salmon on the planet, and people go crazy for it. A lot of people buy it, sells out very quickly. A portion of the purchase goes to our programs, and we send some of the fillets to the Sierra Community House, another one of our community partners. So and then Patti can also touch on this as well, but we have a lot of big plans for 2026. I know that was a question with the last group. How are we planning on expanding, right? We're always looking to expand. Part of my position being brought on as executive director is to expand and to grow. So we already have a wait list for our community garden. Yeah, Patti, actually, if you want to touch on that.
Yeah, so every year around April, we open up the opportunity for community to join us in the community garden. We give priority to people who have been in the garden previously. So if you're in the garden and you want your bed back, it's yours. Or if you want to move to a new bed, you can do that. And then whatever is left, we open to the community. We also scholarship. We roughly scholarship about 4 beds every year. And then 2 of our elevated beds go to groups in town, the Tahoe Ability and Elevations. And they bring their students in, and we help them grow. And then we help them plan meals around what they've grown. But every year, we have to turn people away at the community garden. This year, we turned away about 15 people. So we went begging to the Park District, and they graciously gave us another about 2,500 square feet behind our shed, which we cleared this year with their help. And we're now raising money to build additional community garden beds, as well as putting in some more food bank garden beds, because we have maxed out our space. And in order to keep getting funding through grants, which is our primary method of funding, we have to show that we can produce more. We've done things that are very ingenious, like we used to grow potatoes in the ground in beds. We don't do that anymore. We're growing them in milk cartons and in vertical structures now, which is challenging when you have pests, because we can't keep the little pests out. So this year we'll be raising money for that garden expansion, and we hope we'll have enough to get it built and open this summer.
Yes.
You want to go?
Yeah, like Patti said, we already have the land cleared and leveled. That was our last project this past summer. So we are really just dedicating energy to fundraising for materials, lumber, to build some more, community and food bank garden beds. Like Patti also said, Joey has our garden manager has completely maximized our current space, going from 500 to almost 800 pounds this summer. Like we really are growing in the most creative ways possible. So we were looking just for some more space to extend that creativity. So that's a huge plan for us. We're really grateful that the park donated some more land. So now we just need the materials. And then another thing that we like to talk about here at Slow Food is bringing people back to the table, right? Like, why do we want to eat local? Why do we want a resilient food system? It connects people, it brings community, right? Bringing people back to the table, have conversations. So another big thing that we want to do this year is community dinners, right? You see all these gorgeous farm-to-table community dinners hosted in the most scenic places, and we're like, we're one of those places. We are one of those beautiful places, and we want to start implementing that. We have applied for grants for those events, and so you'll see at least one this summer, but we're hoping to really get the ball rolling with that. Would love community feedback on that as well, like what you're looking for in a community dinner. And then the last thing on this agenda, which we have a lot of plans for 2026. Trust me, I can talk to you about it for hours if you ever want to. But the last one I'll cover today will be the Snail of Approval. So it's a program, like Trish said in the video, we are a chapter to a mother organization, Slow Food USA. So Slow Food USA has a program called the Snail of Approval that kind of gives, it's kind of like a Michelin star, but for sustainability, right? So a lot of Bay Area restaurants or local California restaurants have this Snail of Approval and brings in a lot of customers and attraction, and there's a Snail of Approval guide on the Slow Food website that a lot of members use to make sure they're only going to restaurants that have that approval. We want to bring that to Truckee. We're curious to see how businesses, it's not just restaurants, it's any food related business. We're curious to see how people would react to that, how we could grow with that, how we could do partnerships with that, maybe, you know, bring a restaurant week to Tahoe and like have it a snail week and stuff. And, you know, we have a great community here, and we just want to like reconnect the community over some good food. And so a lot of different ideas and ways that go outside of the community garden, even though that is our focal point in a lot of ways, we want to expand to other community impact. Anything else you want to? I think so. Okay. Want to share that? Yeah, so this is a quote. I don't know if you can read it. I can read it out loud from one of our community partners, the Sierra Community House, which once again, we'd be nowhere without the support from our community and community partners. But our collaboration with Slow Food Lake Tahoe provides so much more than healthy garden veggies to our community members. Pulls them into our local food systems and provides a deep sense of how connected we are with where and how our food is produced. It is always such a joy to see folks realize when a food item at our distribution was grown right here in town. So, you know, this is our community impact. This is why we do what we do. Thank you so much for listening. Any questions?
The obvious one is probably, gosh, I hear two missions. You're very focused on education, and then Food Hub. You guys, do you not partner together more, especially when it comes to funding? I almost see it, but you mentioned you're a chapter of a larger group. I get it, but y'all need to come together now.
We do work together. Maddie has worked really hard to connect us. There are some of the most successful slow food branches that actually do what Tahoe Food Hub does. Slow Food in the Tetons is our sister organization. And we don't want to compete with the Tahoe Food Hub. And if we do things together, but because of our charter, we can't really merge. And I'm sure the same with yours. We are also a 501c3, but we do work together, we do talk, we are friends, and we support each other in grant applications.
That's what, especially with, you know, this is our friend over here, the troublemaker, about the funding situation and federal money and community. I mean, Sierra Community House isn't going to be able to host everybody.
Right.
Then they're going to have to make decisions between the two of you,
Right.
which you already have.
We share the same also concerns about what's happened. We spent a lot of time this year putting in a grant for something called the People's Garden. It was a federal grant from the FDA?
Yeah, FDA.
From the FDA. Michaela spent hours on it, and it disappeared. We weren't even told it was gone, it just disappeared. But please know we do work together.
Other questions? Yes.
I'm curious what the criteria is for the Snail of Approval.
Great question. She's curious about the criteria of the Snail of Approval. So currently the criteria is very strict, and so that's something that we're very close with the executive director of the USA Mother Organization. She's been hosting talks, and we're gonna go and meet with her about the Snail of Approval, because we definitely want to like get a better understanding on how we can make it a little bit more accessible, because right now it's very strict. So good, clean, and fair the business has to cover all of that. So good food, sustainable food, organic food, fresh food, fair food. They pay their workers a fair wage. They source ethically from farmers, right? Good, clean, and fair, organic, regenerative, right? And which is all very similar to your farm issue of getting like certified organic, right? A lot of organizations already do that, but the process of filling out the application and submitting it, we're working with USA National to kind of make it a little bit more of an approachable process. Great question.
Thank you very much.
All right, Patti and Michaela.
Thank you.
Okay, up next we have Kat Soltanmorad, the Director of Food and Nutrition Services with the Tahoe Truckee Unified School District. Kat, welcome.
Here we go. It's queued up. Good morning. I'm a little short, so I'm going to stand on the side. How are you? How's everyone? Good. Awesome. I'm really excited to be here. It really takes a village, as you saw with Slow Food and Tahoe Food Hub. Our story is no different. And our team, Superintendent Kramer is here, our CBO, Todd Rivera, Romy Bronje, our operations manager. I'm here representing all of us to tell our story because it really does take a village, as you saw through the Food Hub and Slow Food. My name is Kat Soltanmorad. Good job announcing my last name, a lot of vowels. I am the director in food services at Tahoe Truckee Unified. This is my 14th year. This is Romy's 9th year. And we build magic every single day. I promise you. I don't know if you have children or if you've ever had a chance to go in our cafeterias, but it's an awesome feeling. It's the best time of the day. I kid you not, and I'm going to show you why. I would be remiss to share that we are culinary trained. We went to the Culinary Institute of America in Napa, had amazing training thanks to state funding, not federal, that's key, and also TTUSD funding. We partner and merge our funds wherever we can to get the best for not only our students, but our staff. Because building skill and capacity in our staff means we're resilient to some of these changes that we're seeing. And we are no strangers to that. Our vision statement, very similar to Slow Food and to Tahoe Food Hub. We seek to teach every student to grow, to seek and prepare delicious food. Now, growing on campus is a little more difficult. We have a lot of bears. We don't have fences. And we've been really fortunate throughout the years. Excellence Ed, we've had amazing teachers who have vision to bring the lettuce grow or the tower or the vertical growing of produce. And if those of you, I'm going to make a plug, shameless, on social media, follow us on Instagram. I just posted a recent potting. We get little plant pods from Lettuce Grow. We grow spinach, all kinds of lettuce, edible flowers that end up in our salad bars. And you'll be able to see where students connect how food comes to the cafeteria. We also are nutrition education. So in a 20-minute lunch period, we are bringing community, classroom, and the cafeteria together. So we're sharing to students, choose better, eat better. Does my kid eat our school lunches? No, I'm getting there. And it's a challenge. Many of you who have raised children understand that. So in those 20 minutes, we have a lot on our plate, literally, to share with our kids, right? And our chefs do an outstanding job. This is Chef Julia Nunez at Alder Creek Middle School, an amazing chef, okay? Like her eggs, we all go over there just for her eggs. We all follow the same recipe, but there's the touch, right? There is food with love, no question. And here, Tahoe Food Hub sourced all of our root veggies last winter. Amazing. Instead of French fries, we do roasted vegetables and roasted potatoes. And I think I'm a turnip expert. I know every turnip and radish that you can grow because of our growers within 150 miles. And they're popular in the salad bar. They're not really strong in flavor for a growing palate. They're crunchy, they're fresh, and they take on any season. Tahini is very popular in our district with a little lime juice. So what was our vision? In 2012, we had from 2006 to about 2010, a group of really committed Tahoe Truckee parents came together and said, why are we serving like Rice Krispies at breakfast? And thank God for them. I wouldn't have a job. So they came together and they went to board meetings and they said, you know, our kids deserve better. We live in a place it's paradise here. And it's really athletes. We're building kids through health and activity. Why doesn't our food reflect that? And so the school board got together, our superintendent, Dr. Leary at the time, got together and said, you know, we want to go to fresh cooking. Our operations need to change. Let's do that. And they hired me. Woo! And I came from Southern California. This is my 25th year in school nutrition. And I've been coming to North Lake Tahoe since I was a kid. And I thought, wow, what? I get to come here and change it to scratch cooking, no more processed food? Hallelujah. I made it. And so that was the start of what we went to scratch. So what you might call homemade, what we might call fresh, what we might call a high-end restaurant, right? Nothing is processed. And so we have 12 brick and mortar sites where we actually serve food from. We have 8 kitchens that develops all this food. Our partners, who we vend meals to, we actually cook and deliver hot every single day. They don't get a different menu. Sierra Expeditionary Learning School, actually they're right at the district office, their lunchroom. Truckee Head Start at Truckee Pines, our little guys there. Kings Beach Preschool through Placer County Office of Education. We serve about 4,500 meals with all of our partners of who we feed. We're a district of about 4,200 students. So this is breakfast and lunch that we're serving fresh every single day. We also do a summer meal program, thanks to the U.S. Department of Ag, or USDA. They allow us to have something called non-congregate meals, kind of like Meals on Wheels. So we can go out and provide fresh food every single day to any child, not just TTUSD students, 18 and younger, and disabled adults, 22 and younger. And these are in very specific communities that we can roll our trucks in. We cook and bake for 5 days of meals, and we freeze it. And then we get fresh produce from Maddie, and we get milk, and we're out there. Romy's out there doing an amazing job building relationships with community members. This is our 14th year doing seamless summer meals. And I can tell you, just based on the economy and inflation, last year we saw almost a triple our meal participation. 36,000 meals in 6 weeks we offered. And we're anticipating that this summer as well. So we go to Kings Beach neighborhood. We go to Tahoe Vista. I'm going around the lake. We go to Donner Mobile Creek Park. We go to Truckee Pines Apartments, Hennis, Fisherman Hollow. We go to Frischman Hollow, and we go to Meadowview. And we also have by appointment. Some parents are working. They'd rather pick up at their own time, and we set an appointment at a site, and they'll pick up our meals. Would it be easier to just give them juice and fruit cups and crackers? You bet. Absolutely not. They're getting birria tacos. They're getting fresh salad, organic and locally grown, and they're getting fresh milk. And I'll talk about whole milk later. We are Universal Meals, and that is a California program. There's only 8 other states that right after COVID went to free meals for all students, and it's the best thing we can do. It's kind of like saying free education for all students. Can't really have one without the other, right? And so we have, the federal government reimburses us for categories and eligibility of where students fall. Free, reduced, and paid. The state comes in and makes us whole. The free is about $4 a lunch, roughly $3 for a breakfast for students. The reduced is maybe $2, and the paid, we don't get anything, only at the state level. And so the state comes in and pays us up to that $4 mark for all the meals. And that really, really helps in terms of reaching every child. The number one thing it did, especially here in Tahoe, was remove the stigma. Everyone is the same. It doesn't matter if you qualify for free meals. School meals has always been for every child, but there's always been the stigma. Oh, you need the food. And some kids wouldn't line up and they go hungry. We are, since before COVID, before Universal Meals, we were a staff of 18. We have grown to 30. That's how much our meal program has extended. And I forgot to mention, we run by the federal poverty guideline, the same as food stamps or SNAP or CalFresh. And so a lot of families here, working families, would not qualify because the income guidelines were the same as in the Midwest, and everywhere. There was no standard of, or quality, the cost of living, adjustment for California. So here are some of the fun things that we get to do. We have salad bars in every school. Sometimes it's adjusted, when a kindergartner comes through, we're like, let's go. And so we kind of offer them the meal. We might modify our salad bar, but our older students, all the students get the fresh salad bar. And everything you see in the salad bar is provided by Tahoe Food Hub. 90% of our produce is sourced from the Food Hub. And also Haverger Produce in Kings Beach. They fill the gaps sometimes when we need them. We did ahi poke bowls last year. They were a big hit. They loved it. We're probably going to do more of a nigiri style this year with our tuna and bake it off. We also do pot stickers. We mostly do brown rice. We do whole grain at about 90%. And then we have our top students here. They're always testing things out for us. So we did stainless steel trays. And I'm going to talk about our sustainability program 1 second. And we were devastated. We were so happy. We got these trays. Let's roll them out. What do you think? And the first thing they all said to me, 10 kids came up to me and said, it feels like prison. I said, what? You've never been to prison. I hope you never do. And so we were devastated. And but they still smiled for us. So we went back to the reusable trays, which is made out of plastic. Yes, so we're still hacking away at that. But they're honest, and that honesty is what keeps evolving our program. We're not stagnant. Every day we change, and they are our #1 customers. So without them, we don't have a program. Dietary guidelines for Americans. Who's heard of the dietary guidelines for Americans? They've been really popular. Job security, and so we are looking through. We are 100% funded by USDA and the Department of Ed, but our mandates are in place through USDA. So we will be following them. Will I be bringing whole milk? Absolutely. It's only at the lunch period, and it's only white milk, whole milk. It will actually encourage our students to drink the milk. We don't do any flavored milk, and we're just waiting for guidance of when we can start implementing that. Right now, we can serve 1% and non-fat. And other things that might change is saturated fat, total fat. I don't know yet. We're waiting, but we have a very strict meal pattern by age and grade. And so, for example, lunch, no more than 650 calories for a high school student. They're hungry. That's not enough. And we keep telling them, go to the salad bar, go to the salad bar. It's like my child. No, I'm not gonna eat that. So they want more of the meat, they want more of the proteins and the carbs. And so we might see some of that change. But added sugars, sodium, total fat, all of these things are accounted for every meal, anything we put out for students, anything. Scratch cooking, a deeper dive. Our partners spoke about this a little bit earlier. We are part of the food chain. We're that link. We're part of the food system. Many like to say we're the largest restaurant in the United States, literally, with a lot of restrictions. But we work within those restrictions, and we're very creative. Thanks to Anna Klavstad's partnership early on in 2012, we really hit the ground running through sustainability. Imagine there are still some districts that are serving styrofoam nationwide. There are some districts who, that salad bar that I showed you earlier is all individually wrapped. Everything's individually wrapped. It's stunning for us. I love it. This is why I love our community, because we have educated ourselves and raised awareness, and now we do the same for our students. Even they will ask me if we do something special like the ahi poke bowls, where did these plastic pins come from? I mean, immediately we took it offline. We got letters. It was their COVID. They were from COVID leftover. And so we thought maybe they would like a grab and go. But they came back to us and said, no way, get that out of our lunch line. And so we're really excited about that, and that's why you see bulk. Yes, and that's why you see bulk in most of everything that we serve. Even when we deliver to CELS, Sierra Learning Community School, or Truckee Head Start, everything is bulk in hotel pans, and they serve themselves. We do a lot of plant-based food. We're really, really working on that mission in terms of where we fit and impact the food system while maintaining the health of our students. We have bulk milk machines at every school. Even Donner Trail Elementary has a bulk machine. We use reusable cups, and this is Clover milk. It's amazing. When we made the switch over from the cartons, anybody remember the cartons? Warm, they smelled like spoiled milk because it spills on it. Awful, awful. And we got rid of straws in like 2014, thanks to Anna. And so kids are like, we're drinking this, and then we brought these out. And Romy, I think one student told her, like, this is amazing. I think I want more. And so it's reduced our waste. It's reduced our cost. It's helped our backs. You know, the cartons are so heavy. And so we just put these milk bags in. It's refrigerated, and it's ready to go every single day. We do composting. We've been composting since before it was popular. Since 2014-15, we did a lot of pilots with the town. The back of house in the kitchens, we've been separating and sorting. All the students in schools now do that at front of the house as well. We seek organic produce where it's fiscally feasible for us, and every day we keep pushing more. We keep pushing the boundaries. We crop plan with Maddie. We crop plan with the farmers of, you know, if we tell you we're gonna buy that purple daikon radish all year, 12,000 pounds, can you lower the price and still be fair and equitable and maintain your practices? So we do a lot of negotiating and bartering, so to speak, with our local growers, thanks to Tahoe Food Hub. That's what we call value-added procurement, right? We purchase within 150 miles of the school boundaries. Regenerative agriculture, you heard a lot about that. That's what we try to instill in our program. We model it, but we also try to teach it with our students. This photo shoot you see here, Tahoe Food Hub was able to bring a professional photographer, go in our kitchens. We have some amazing photos of our kitchens and our chefs and what we do. For example, we serve ribs. I mean, it's a lot of fun watching elementary students eat ribs. I mean, mess. And they came from Star Walker Ranch, again, in Eureka, and all organic regenerative processing. They have a USDA processor on site. It's a feat of God to do that, and so it lowers the cost for them to pass on to the consumer. Also, our pork pozole, the pork is coming from them, pork butt, and we're right now negotiating beef patties, raw beef patties. I can get the ground beef, but if anybody knows how to get a patty machine or a processor, I would be indebted to. We can't do 4,000 patties in the kitchen. Eat real food, local is best. These are our local partners. Even the Lopes duck and rice. Did you know ducks lower the ecological impact of growing rice? I'm learning myself. It's amazing. The best brown rice I've ever had. It's a 5th generation farm, and they have amazing, amazing grains. Lawaf. Something we don't make is waffles. Anybody familiar with Lawaf? If you just go around the corner here, you'll smell their factory. Romy and I did a tour. I cannot believe what it takes to make waffles. So easy. We should have all gone in business. It smells so good. They sell these at the resorts, and Michelle, the owner, worked with us to reduce the sugar. He went from margarine to butter. He made a lot of changes for us, and it's one of our #1 breakfast items that we serve. One thing Maddie didn't do is really toot her horn. She got a $1.3 infrastructure grant from the Department of Food and Ag in California, just one of 12 projects out of 165 applications. So because of her efforts, we continue to get farm to school grants. And so in 2022, we were awarded $140,000 to set up infrastructure, work with farms, continue crop planning, do whatever we can to bring in more local food. Also, again, we were awarded $200,000 for the next 2 years. And these grants allow us to do what this video is going to show us. From Tahoe Truckee Media, Roy O'Farrell and Amber right here really helped us put this together with Tahoe Food Hub. Let's see if it'll go.
Every meal is a mission, every ingredient is intentional. Follow the journey of fresh produce from the rich soil of regional partner farms all the way to our students' trays. This is the TTUSD Sprout to Spoon commitment. The journey starts right here, where the soil meets the seed. At our partner farms, we see firsthand the care that goes into the growing of the high-quality food that fuels our students.
It's really important for us to get kids out here to see where the cucumbers come from and get a chance to pick them and eat them right off the vine, because often kids will not like fresh fruits and vegetables, but as soon as they pick it themselves or make the salad themselves, they all want to eat it. And so it's by exposing them to it in its natural form that they decide they like it. And then they go home and they ask for it at home in their home meals, and it creates a lifetime of healthy eating.
The harvest is only the beginning. Thanks to partners like the Tahoe Food Hub and our dedicated TTUSD staff, we're building a sustainable food system that strengthens our local economy, community, and provides fresh, nutritious food every day. With a bit of culinary passion, our skilled chefs turn fresh ingredients into delicious, scratch-cooked meals. Every step of this sprout to spoon process is made with care, ensuring students enjoy nutritious food that fuels their minds, prepares them for learning, and builds healthy habits for the future.
I love Rory's voice. He's like our Morgan Freeman of Tahoe Truckee. It's so soothing. Where do I go back? Here we go. There we go. Thank you so much. So, usually we have a bumper crop of tomatoes in the summer. We'll roast them. We make salsas. We make sauce. Our meatball subs are amazing. Again, everything's made from scratch, except pasta. We don't make pasta from scratch. That would just take too much time. And some of our schools, we use what we call boats, these paper boats that you see. We don't have space. We don't have space to pre-plate, get everyone through the line, keep the food hot, and single serve. So that's coming. We need more time in the cafeterias, but that's something long-term that we're all working on. Fresh California cherries, organic, these muffins, Meyer lemon muffins. Anyone ever try them? Whole grain, amazing, outstanding, and less than 8 grams of sugar per serving. And so again, we modify that. So any of these dietary guideline and meal pattern things that you see, when you scratch cook, it's easier to modify versus getting a muffin that's already pre-made. And we're really beefing up, or should I say, graining up our gluten-free options. We're cooking more gluten-free in-house. We have a lot of gluten-free kiddos, and so we're working on coming up with good recipes. You know, some of that bread out there is terrible. We can make it better, and so we're playing with different alternatives out there. And what I said earlier about really building capacity in our staff, we don't have the troubles of other districts. We don't have any openings. It's rare that we have an opening. I mean, most of our staff are alum. It's outstanding, what we call legacy employees. They were born and raised here, they went to our schools, and they stay with us. One of our employees has been in food service 31 years. She's amazing. And so with that, we're able to do a lot of tours. Haberger Produce set up one with Twin Peaks Orchards a couple years ago. That was a lot of fun. We only use olive oil. So even the kitchens will still call me, can I get canola? Absolutely not. We know the studies and research on seed oils. Why not make the change? We have a local producer. You may have met Mike and Monica Keller at our farmers market. They're outstanding. I think third-year generation olive producers. Our staff went to their farm and pressed olive oil. We only use their olive oil. That's it. We know PUFAs, polyunsaturated fatty acids, is really significant in children's diets because they eat a lot of processed foods. They're exposed to a lot of processed foods. What does that do to their heart? What does that do for diabetes prevention as they get older? What does it do to cancer prevention as they get older? So one simple change. We scratch cook. We can control the fat that we use, so why not? So we don't buy the little bottles, we buy the huge 10-gallon. And we get a really great price, thanks to them being really committed in terms of wanting to make an impact in our schools. And thanks to the Tahoe Food Hub, a huge partner. I can't tell you, Maddie takes on 60 farms for us every week. We're texting each other at night. Do you want the apples? Do you want the pink lady, or do you want the granny or the Fijis, or, and she's right. Kids will eat the greatest things. Robiton, I can't even pronounce it. Robiton? Looks like star fruit. Anybody know? We got that last year. The kids were like, get me more. It was amazing. Okay. And so we loved it. We get exposed to things that you don't normally see. We're not just always doing bananas, apples, and oranges. And it's important to expand that palette. Early on, a lot of exposure for children to have a varied diet. And so this is our food shed thanks to Tahoe Food Hub. And also Produce Plus, Haberger does, we ask him for locally grown first, California grown, and of course, only domestic as much as we can. And by law, we can only buy domestic. We have to have a waiver for anything that is considered foreign. And Amber encouraged me to put this on there. We do have an award-winning program. Time Magazine recognized us earlier this summer. Excellence in Ed recognizes our chefs every year. Also, the Center for Eco-Literacy recognized us in 23 for our climate leadership in school meals. And also USDA has recognized us recently for Small Rural Lunch Trailblazer, for Scratch Cooking and Fresh, and innovation and preparation of school meals. And there's many others that we can speak of, but this just is a testament that it takes a village. Many of these programs, many of these partnerships came together with the same vision. We wouldn't be here without their support. So it's really important when you read anything about school meals that it's not just one individual. It's a huge community. Thank you.
Questions for Kat? Yes.
When's Michelle Obama going to come and tour yours?
Oh, yeah. Not yet. But the first partner has.
Probably knows her.
Yeah, exactly. Set up the appointment. Not yet, but we're getting there.
Other questions? Jim?
Do the students by and large buy into this? I mean, to the fresh food and vegetables, and if not, what do they do? Where's your daughter eat? Can she get a Twinkie at the school?
No. Not even fundraisers. I am the food police. Sometimes I have to call Todd, can you be the police? Someone's doing a fundraiser. But actually, everyone really embraces it, all joking aside. This is our 14th year, so we've built, right? We've built a culture around eating healthy. Do all students want to take the fruit or vegetable, which they have to, by the way, by law? And we have a share table to reduce waste. Early on, the younger eaters, they eat well. It's everything in between until high school. They're still figuring it out. And it's because their palates are growing too. And that's important to consider. But high schoolers wipe our salad bar out, which is amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's good.
Go ahead. You can go first.
Okay. I was just wondering how you connect. First of all, amazing job to you and your team. I had no idea, and it's nothing less than a feat. And so hats off to your team. And
Thank you.
Leadership in the district. I was wondering, how do you connect this amazing process you put together with the home life parents. So you feed the kids great at school, and then they go home and, so is there some kind of community education to help families better understand how to feed their kids at home so there's continuity of nutrition?
Absolutely, that continuity is so important. My dream would be sequence nutrition education, mandatory like reading, K through 12, but we don't have that yet. But that's kind of our weakest link, is that nutrition education, parent education. Something that we could strive and do a little better. We do as much marketing as we can. We call it marketing, but it's nutrition education for families to really see what we're doing. We'll have a robust Harvest of the Month program, thanks to a partnership with Tahoe Forest Hospital. But that is definitely a big area that we could work and do more parent workshops around nutrition, for sure.
Have you done anything to see how this has impacted like test scores? I know there's other factors, but there's lots of research on eating and how that impacts.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're in a couple research studies with UC Berkeley, a consortium of districts. It's a 3-year study on waste, intake, nutrition, and outcomes. And there's no one meal that really will impact academics. That's really the work of our teachers, right? But we complement their work. So a hungry child, forget it. Behaviors, all these things come about. But making meals free and accessible, we're seeing the research coming out that it's pretty impactful. Just recently, our dashboard came out for the state of California for education, and Superintendent Thurman credited universal meals, community schools, all of the outside supports that hold that classroom intact so that the teacher can impart education. And just take away some of these challenges kids have, because we know some of our kids go home hungry after lunch on Friday. And we're working with Sierra Community House, Food Hub, several others to really tighten up that weekend. Where are kids getting food on the weekend? What can we do? We need a backpack program. We need something that kids go home with food that's easy but healthy. But definitely, most of our elementary schools do breakfast in the classroom for that reason. They eat more and better.
Without really knowing this, I think we're helping you.
Yeah.
Because with our classroom in the garden, any kid who comes into our garden for a class goes home with a seed packet and instructions on how to grow it. We also have little seed libraries in Sierra Meadows, in Glenshire, and in our garden. And without knowing it, we've been working with Truckee High School Garden Club to try to help them know how to start compost that's safe and help them to learn how to grow without even knowing what you guys are doing.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a mindset, right? It's definitely a mindset.
All right, any other questions? Okay, thank you, Kat. All right, let's give a big round of applause to Maddie, Patti, Michaela, and Kat for feeding Truckee. It takes a village. Great job. I know for me personally, I have a 8-year-old that goes to Glenshire Elementary School, and I say, okay, how come you're not eating all this, especially after I see all this, right? Why am I making you lunches? And she still eats, well, I eat pizza and pasta. It's like, oh God, come on, eat some of this healthy stuff. But any day that I don't have to cut crust off a sandwich is a win in my mind. So thanks for making that happen. All right, we do not have, I don't believe, our nonprofit spotlight. Anybody here for Meals on Wheels? Okay, so we will go to the stump speeches. Anybody have any? Yes, Kelly.
Our news publication, which is a partnership with the Truckee Cultural District and the Grass Valley Nevada City Cultural District, and that shared cultural corridor. We have featured in this annual issue 7 local writers and photographers. We've got a business directory, an events directory, and I've got some copies if you're interested. So come by.
All right. Anybody else? Amber.
Anyone associated with the school district, right now we have our annual survey, feedback survey open. So if you have a student in the district, please, or if you're a staff member, please take that survey, tell us your feedback. We use it every year to make adjustments and changes and just better what we're doing. So please take that survey if you have a second. It closes at the end of the month.
Thank you. Yes.
Hi, Carla from Village Camp Truckee. We are starting a partnership program with local businesses. What I'm hearing from this morning, we would invite you to reach out to us to bring what you need for meetings, education, hands-on learning in our big, giant, wonderful clubhouse where there is a full kitchen, and we can do a lot of things together. So we look forward to those partnership programs.
All right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Hi. Hi, good morning, everyone. Just to piggyback on this wonderful Good Morning Truckee, thank you guys all so much for all you do with food systems. Mountain Lotus Yoga, we have a cafe now, and we're the only seed oil-free restaurant in Truckee. We're also doing an agroecology speaker series. You might have caught some of it on Sunday. We had Lisa Grayshield from the tribe speaking. And on Thursday, February 19th, we're going to have Sarah Rosenberg, PhD, and Rao De Lagar, Food Sovereignty Lab. There'll be a panel discussion from 6 to 8 p.m. The cafe will be open. It's a great way to dig in. We're still working on what we're going to talk about in March. We're thinking it's going to be workforce housing and community engagement, and then we're going to have kind of a culmination to everything. The Thursday, April 23rd, we're going to have MAP, hopefully PAL, and some other great speakers. So, yeah.
Thanks, Erica. Yeah. Anybody else? Jessica.
On Thursday is our January networking mixer at the new Downhill Ski Lodge. We have about 20 spots left, so if you are not registered for that, make sure to do that. And then next Wednesday, we're holding our first membership university, so if you're a member of the Truckee Chamber and you're interested in what we do and all your benefits, that'll be at Spring Hill Suites, and there'll be wine afterwards.
Yes.
Hello, Amber with Silent A Photography. I'm a local photographer. I do a discount for nonprofits, so if you need any sort of photography, I would love to be considered. I'm also a wedding photographer, so if you know anybody who's getting married, that's my jam. So anyway, thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you. All right. Anybody else? Okay, we're going to do our door prizes then. We'll start with a return ticket to Good Morning Truckee and a tote bag. A lot of tote bags this morning. All tote bags, in fact. All right, this will go to Lindsay Romack. All right. Next up, a Tahoe Food Hub tote and a water bottle. It doesn't say a water bottle, but a bottle. What type of bottle? Come on. And I know what you're gonna win. Ah, there we go. Okay, flask. And that will go to Jack Ellis. Jack Ellis. Next up is from Tahoe Slow Food. This is a compost tote with all sorts of goodies inside there. It looks like coffee mugs and Sierra 10s and t-shirts. This looks like a good one, and it will go to, hopefully not Jim Porter, Jenny Kendrick. Jenny Kendrick. All right. This goes to the TTUSD tote with school district tote, goodies, and this will go to Shauna Doherty. Okay, thank you everybody for coming to Good Morning Truckee. Let's give a big round of applause to our speakers once again. We will see you back in February.